What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Burndown YouTube channel. So today's video got delayed a little bit. We had a little bit of rain, but mainly because of the rain, my wife had to go get hay for the horses because they won't deliver in the rain. She borrowed the old truck and she came home and she was not very excited about the sound that the brakes were making. And mind you, I like to follow the advanced soccer mom technique with my brake pads, and I want to share these with you guys because you're gonna be proud of me on just how much pad we used, right? That's how it's done, boys. That is 100% pad usage. And then we failed a little bit because the other side, there was no pad left. So that was what was making the issue. So I got that resolved. New pads and rotors up front and then new pads in the rear. So we got the chores out of the way and then it kind of stopped raining. So what we're gonna do today is I have all this stuff that you guys have seen. The last video we put the brace, the extra brace on this guy. And then we're gonna put it all back in the car and then start looking at the front end. I've had some people reach out and talk to me. I need to figure out a filter situation, but I think regardless it needs a hole so you can see the turbo. And then we can kind of get a measurement and I can kind of start filter shopping. And then I know Devin Vanderhoef, or however you say it, to do with the sick friggin' convertible that hauls friggin' balls. He had a little guillotine style filter, and then some guy was talking to me about that. I think it's a little square BMW deal. So maybe we can go that route, but again, I need to find out what kind of clearance that I have. So we're gonna do that. Let's see if we can just cut a hole. Shouldn't take me a terrible amount of time. And it just depends on how many snacks we have to give to Eddie. He doesn't like the beginning of these videos. So let me get this all done, slam all this stuff back in, and then we'll give you guys a look at how we cut that thing out and kind of how much room we got. And then I think that'll be today's deal. So we've got this thing put back on. I had to drill the holes for the brace, so I did that. So now this is our big boy Mamma Jamma brace on there, so I feel good about that. That dog ain't going nowhere. And if it does, we got bigger issues. So now let's turn our attention to this. So I just snugged this up. This is all in place, so it's gonna be where it is. And then this is where we're looking at through the hole. So this would obviously be the center, you know, so we're like a little low, I guess, for the most part. I think I'm gonna try to clock that too. I don't think that'll change where this goes, but I think I'd like to have where it's gonna go, and this needs to go up more. So we'll do that real quick. And then this bucket and this thing needs to get cut. And you can see we're almost touching here. But when we take this out, and then we have the bucket portion, we can kind of cut it and then put the trim piece around it like this, and then see what kind of area we're working with, if we could figure out how to finagle some sort of filter in between that. I don't know, man. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but my first idea, I think, is let's clock this a little bit, and then we'll get a marker out and we'll mark the circle here, and then we'll take this thing back out, and then I think I could just hold that, hopefully maybe where it goes, and then trace it on the outside. Or maybe we can kind of trace it here with it in place. So I don't know, we'll have to mess with it, but I have to make a circle and be able to punch it out. So and then obviously do that without the turbo being there, so we don't ruin the turbo at all, because that's, you know, that would be bad. So we messed it a bit. I'll bring you back on the idea. Hopefully we'll make a hole, kind of see what it looks like with the trimming in place. All right, here's the moment of truth. I cut it out. Here's the piece. We're looking at it together. I just put that in. Dun, da, da, da. Bam! Woo-wee. There it is. I can clean that up a bit. That is pretty rad. That's pretty sweet. So as you can see, though, we don't really have very much room. So let's do this. Oh, I can't. I was gonna say, let's put, oh yeah, I think we can attach, that kind of goes over here. Yeah, let's just put that piece so we can see without the headlight bucket. I gotta cut the headlight bucket still, but this is gonna be our deal, right? Our jam right here. Dun da da da. Here we come, boys. Bam. Oh. Oh, you know what? We might even have, I think we should have, well, the problem we have, well, stay. So the problem we're gonna have, so we do have a good distance there. It's just the size of that mamma jamma. So yeah, it looks like in between, I could sneak up in here, I think, and whoop, oh, plug a filter in, because we got plenty of room in between there. So yeah, that's rad, dude. And then we could put the little velocity stack guy kind of behind it, and we'll see. We're gonna have to dream this up, but let me do the headlight bucket portion. We'll get that cut, and then we'll kind of fit it together. And then I gotta clean stuff up. It looked like a squirrel chewed it open, you know, so it's not perfect, but I was antsy. I wanted to see what it looked like. So what we'll do, sun's going down, let me get froggy with it. We'll bring you guys back, and I'll kind of show you where we wrap this thing. It is getting dark, and I just put everything on here to show you guys that we got a hole. It's just roughed in, but here is what I'm really excited about when I was kind of cutting on this and looking at it, is the turbo sits behind this guy, right? So we've got a couple inches, and usually those little square filters where you have the box where you just plop them in, you put the cover on it, they're usually not terribly thick, and I bet if we looked around hard enough we could find something. And then this guy sits out even further from this one, right? So between here to here, we've got a decent amount of room. So if I can find a square one, this is just sheet steel. So I've got tools and talent. We can make this happen. It doesn't have to dip down right here as long as it's behind where this portion comes in, right? We could kind of square this thing off. So what I'm imagining is if we have a square opening, we could just take this dude, you know, and take it off, pop in a filter, and then put this on, and you got street mode, right? So this would make a circle. It would look awesome. We would have a full-on filter right here before the turbo, and everything from the turbo forward would be sealed to that little like box area, right? And you take that off, pull out square said filter, right? And you'd have this square in there, and then it would just be open into where the turbo is. And then you just put the old mamma jamma back on here, and you know, it would be full-on open straight to the turbo. We'd have ram air. It would look rad. Easy to do. Couple minutes on, couple minutes off. 4 screws will hold it down. I think that would be tricky. Instead of trying to wedge something in or take it out, I mean, I'd take a piece of trim off and on, but again, I'd only have to take it off when it's race mode, and then for the majority of the time it can just stay on there, right? So I'm excited about that. I think we can make that happen, and then we'll look at bracing and stuff. So I think I was hoping we just kind of cut a hole, make the velocity stack thing fit, but I think this is going to be way slicker in my opinion. So let me know what you guys think. It looks like we have some room. Give me your opinions. I don't think by the time this airs I'll have that done. Tomorrow is the swap. So my son's best friend is here. So we're going to introduce another child to this car swap meet. And then before it gets dark, we're going to put him in the motorhome and let him bump. I don't know if he's ever heard, you know, like subwoofers. And then I'm going to let him play with the air ride in this thing. So we'll get this thing fired up so he can go up and down. And you got to introduce to the cars. Get the kids into it, because we're going to lose our sports. We're going to lose our cool old cars that do dumb air suspension things and turbo Winnebagos and race cars. So I'm going to take the rest of my afternoon and hopefully trick a little kid into liking some automobiles. You guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, share. Till next time, I'm out.